welcome to the Pop Art Hunter channel. And today we're going to be taking a look at a single J Scott Campbell book, but it's a big one. We got 1994 to 2004, the Time Capsule. Now, this, I believe, is the regular edition. There's a limited edition that I believe has one of the Back to the Future covers on it. So this is just a regular edition. When I got this book, similar to the other J Scott Campbell books I have, I thought that this was going to have a lot of colorful visuals and just, sort of a compilation of his various works. In fact, it's really not. There's a lot of text in here, and it's about his process, his life, etc., so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and take a look. Alrighty. It was a little surprising when I got this because, online I looked at the cover and I have similar books to this, and I just thought, hey, there's going to be a lot of photos in here. And you will go open it up. There's a little sketch, and there's a little sketch, and there's some sketches, and then we get into just thick, deep text with not a lot of colorful artwork. And I expected lots of colorful artwork. It's actually a pleasant surprise because there's a lot of information in here. Fun stuff like I think this is a little self-portrait of J Scott Campbell. It's got more information about him and his career and his works through the years versus just kind of, I don't know, minimizing him to just his specific drawings, and I know that sounds weird, but I mean, I'm sure that he's got a lot more stories. He's more than just the final product of the art piece. So this is kind of a cool way to see him. So I'm just kind of looking at the introduction here. I saw Kids in the Hall here, and I haven't actually read this book yet. It's actually an interview style, I believe. We have the interviewee and then the answers from J Scott Campbell. But I'm kind of curious. Kids in the Hall, he wasn't in Kids in the Hall? What is he? Maybe not. Maybe that was just maybe an inspiration for him. Well, I will soon find out. There's Married with Children. I like that. So I'll just kind of show you a little bit of the table of contents. We're not going to go through every page of the book, especially since it's very much reading, but we'll kind of skip through because it's kind of a cool layout and style as far as the interview format and more of like a comic book layout, actually, in some ways. Getting into comics, G.I. Joe and Transformers, Art Adams, a long time ago, animation, Kids in the Hall, at the movies, father figures, breaking and entering, homage, I think it's homage if you want to pronounce it correctly, anime and pinup girls, Gen 13, Danger Girl, structural engineering, crossing over humor versus horror, deals, deadlines, and digital ink, Spider-Man, cover stories, Girls and Monsters, The Art and the Deal, Characters and Creatures, Wildsiders, or Wildsider 2, or Wildsiders, Righting Wrongs, The Bottom Line, color plates. So quite a few chapters here and topics, and it kind of goes through his career. Here's a young photo of J Scott Campbell. You can see there. We're just going to kind of flutter through, but you can kind of see the way that they laid this out, and even the font they chose for the responses are very much comic book style, and they have these little text bubble call-outs, and again, this font is very comic booky, and so the way it's laid out looks like a comic book in certain ways, and so that's kind of fun. I mean, they kind of keep that style. And we've got some early drawings of his here in the corner. He definitely grew up as an illustrator. Those are not even close to being what you would expect him to have done when you see his work now. So just he's already illustrating here comic books on his own. Yeah, it's just an interesting cat, J Scott Campbell, and I think this is going to be a fun read. I can't wait to read this, actually. And it's been sitting on my shelf for some time now, and I just haven't gotten around to it. But, doing this video, it's just enforcing the fact that I just want to read it. I want to get into it. He's definitely a great artist, and he's got a lot of talent. I mean, the caricatures here in this Hollywood section are just kind of incredible. Yeah, just a really good job. And then he's got once he got into the pinups, he sort of developed his own sort of style. The facial features are very distinct, body proportions, etc. And that's kind of something he became known for. I mean, popularized. I mean, sex sells, I guess. So I'm sure once he started doing that for the comic books, he got noticed more. Humor versus horror. Yeah, and this is one we saw in a different book in a different video, but that's just such a cool style. Like it's got a photorealism to it. Well, not photorealism. The characters look very. I mean, it's literally not a photorealistic picture. You know that this is not a photo; it's a sketch. But I mean, it's very realistic looking as far as making the actors and characters look like their real counterparts. But he also has his sort of twist and style on it without being too much of a caricature. Yeah, so it's a long book. Let's go ahead and take a look at the final length here. Just kind of flutter through some other stuff on our way there. Oh, there's a few color stuff in the back here. Not much, but a little bit. Yeah, well, there's the color version of that print we saw earlier. Well, that's going to have to get blurred out. And, okay, let's see here. So it's just over 300 pages long. And we also have a bookmark in here. So as I start reading this, I can mark my pages because I'm not an avid reader. I get bored very easily, but I think that's what's appealing to me about this interview kind of format. It's question answering. It's not as much kind of building the story and picture in 1,000 words. He's probably just going to tell you in 100 words because that's all it's going to take, and that's very conversational versus some of that sometimes autobiographies or biographies you read and you're like, come on, get to the point. So anyway, good solid book. I'm happy that I have it in my collection. There is the limited edition version that has Marty McFly on the front. It's a Back to the Future theme. I don't think this is the limited one. I think that other one is limited edition. I could be wrong. Maybe I have the limited edition and I don't know. I actually got this as a gift, and so beggars can't be choosers. I just take what I can get. I was happy to get it, but I didn't look as any further than that. Usually when I buy something, I know about it. When I get it as a gift, the details leave my memory because I don't have that thrill of purchasing. So yeah, pretty cool. When I first opened this book, I first cracked it open. I was a little disappointed because I'm like, where's all the pictures? This is practically all in black and white. Where's all the visuals I thought I was getting with this? And I was actually also pleasantly surprised, though, because I already have a bunch of those books. I already have all his prints. All of his prints, but I have a lot of the prints, and I have, between the books, probably have covered 90% of the stuff that he's done. And so it was actually kind of nice not to have them in a way. And this being a sort of interview with him and giving some details about his life and his career and his process, I think it's really cool. And so I was pleasantly surprised, and I was a little shocked at first, but it worked out being really well, because this is a great companion to those visual books that I have that gives a little bit more detail and background that some of those books are maybe missing a little bit more because they're all visual. So really cool book. If you like J Scott Campbell, this is definitely a find. I'm going to have to look at more thoroughly. I've not read through it yet, the entire interview. I've just read a little excerpt. So this will be something I'll have to look into to learn a little bit more about the man, the myth, the legend behind all of the art prints that I have. So thanks for watching the Pop Art Hunter channel. Hopefully you like, subscribe, comment, and all those sorts of things. I'd love to hear more about your collections, and if you like this video or my collections or those types of things, what do you collect? All those answers to all of the questions that we might have. I'd love to hear more about your collections and what you like to collect. How many times can one say collect in a sentence? Thanks for watching the Pop Art Hunter channel, and we will see you next time.